In a world where the lives of celebrities are often polished, staged, and scripted, a truly authentic story has just exploded across headlines, shaking the entire Asian entertainment industry. Sue Kai the heartthrob known for his smoldering looks and powerful acting, has done something utterly unthinkable for the glowing, pregnant Tan Songyun. It's a story that started off as a whisper but quickly spiraled into a storm of emotions, surprise events, and jaw-dropping moments that no one, not even the paparazzi, could have predicted. Let's rewind to just a few months ago. While both Sue Kai and Tan Songyun were busy shooting their respective dramas, rumors of secret meetings between the two started trickling in. They were spotted late at night outside a quiet cafe in Beijing, and then again, coincidentally, on the same flight to Hokkaido. Fans speculated, media whispered, but there was no confirmation. That is, until one fateful night when Tan Songyun fainted at a wrap-up party for her latest drama. Panic broke loose among the crew. While everyone scrambled to call an ambulance, Sue Kai, who was just a guest at the party, ran straight to her side, lifting her effortlessly into his arms. The moment was caught on security cameras and exploded online. But the real twist came at the hospital. Tan Songyun was pregnant. Most would expect a celebrity to remain silent, deny involvement, or simply back away. But Sue Kai, he did the exact opposite. He walked out of the hospital room, straight into the blinding flash of waiting paparazzi cameras, and dropped a line that would shake the internet to its core. "Yes, I'm with her, and I'll do whatever it takes to protect her." The internet imploded. Hashtags like #SueKai and Tan Songyun, #RealManEnergy, and #FairyTaleLove in real life trended for days. But Sue Kai didn't stop at just a public confession. What followed was an unprecedented series of gestures that made even seasoned journalists speechless. To help Tan Songyun relax away from the media frenzy, Sue Kai booked an entire private island in Maldives. Yes, an entire island, just for the two of them and her close family. Drones captured romantic setups on the beach, with string lights, fresh coconuts, and a band softly playing Tan Songyun's favorite classical pieces. He even had a maternity photographer flown in from Paris to capture ethereal shots of her walking along the shore, belly gently glowing in the sunset. It was pure fantasy. Tan Songyun once shared in an old interview how she used to play with origami boats during rainy days as a child. Somehow, Sue Kai remembered. So what did he do? He filled an entire penthouse with thousands of floating paper boats, each with a personal message from him. Some funny, some sweet, and one particularly touching that read, "Even if we're caught in the wildest storm, I'll row with you." Cue the collective sobs from fans across Asia. In a video clip that leaked and went viral instantly, Sue Kai was seen, clumsily but adorably, doing prenatal yoga next to Tan Songyun. With sweat beading down his temple and an exaggerated look of concentration, he attempted the butterfly pose, and nearly fell over. But what stole the show was when he reached over, held her hand mid-pose, and whispered, "If it hurts, let me take half of it for you." One particularly intense scene that gripped the nation happened just 2 weeks ago. At 3 a.m., Tan Songyun experienced sharp abdominal pain. Without hesitation, Sue Kai drove her to the hospital himself, barefoot, in nothing but his pajamas and slippers. Security footage showed him carrying her into the emergency room, shouting at doctors to hurry, refusing to leave her side even when nurses insisted. When they finally stabilized her, he collapsed into the hallway chair, covering his face, clearly shaken. The media caught the scene as he walked out hours later, holding her hand, wrapped in his coat. The look in his eyes said everything. He wasn't acting. This wasn't a role. It was raw love. It didn't take long for fans to crown them Asia's royal couple. Edits flooded TikTok, Twitter, X, and Instagram. Artists began drawing stunning fan art of Sue Kai cradling Tan Songyun's baby bump. Even celebrities like Dilraba Dilmurat and Yang Zi commented on the couple's bond. One fan wrote, "Sue Kai isn't just boyfriend goals. He's father of the century goals. This is real love in motion." Another simply said, "Disney, take notes." As if the roller coaster wasn't wild enough, rumors are now swirling that Sue Kai and Tan Songyun might have already tied the knot in secret. Sources close to the couple claim a private mountaintop ceremony was held with only 15 guests in attendance. Drone shots of an unknown couple dressed in red traditional Hanfu robes surfaced online, but with both faces turned away from the camera. A bracelet on the bride's hand, identical to one Tan Songyun wore in a magazine cover, sparked even more speculation. If true, it would be the most poetic chapter in their fairy tale so far. Just yesterday, Su Kai pulled off another surprise that sent the internet into a frenzy. He invited friends, family, and press to what was billed as a simple dinner party. But as guests walked in, they were greeted by a soft pastel theme, baby-themed decorations, and a tear-jerking video montage of Su Kai talking to Tan Songyun's belly, reading bedtime stories, and building a crib with his own hands. And then the most unexpected moment came. He got on one knee, in front of everyone, and whispered to her, "You've given me the greatest gift. Let me give you my forever." While many celebrity stories fade away or collapse under scandal, the story of Su Kai and Tan Songyun feels different. Authentic. Transformative. Like watching a drama unfold, but with real consequences, real emotion, and a baby on the way. What began as quiet rumors turned into a roaring saga of loyalty, devotion, and heart-pounding love. Su Kai's willingness to go beyond every expectation for Tan Songyun during her most vulnerable moments proves that chivalry isn't dead. It's just dressed in Dior and driving a pregnant queen to her ultrasounds. As we await the arrival of their little one thing is clear. This story isn't ending. It's just beginning. When Su Kai stepped into Tan Songyun's life during the most delicate chapter of her journey, carrying their child, he wasn't just a boyfriend. He became a fortress. A gentle warrior. A man so unexpectedly tender and fiercely loyal that even the most skeptical onlookers found themselves rooting for a love story that seemed straight out of a K-drama script. But what the cameras didn't show was the depth of emotion, the small gestures, and the surprising sacrifices Su Kai made every single day. As the spotlight continued to blaze, Su Kai quietly crafted a love story that felt more cinematic than anything he had ever acted in, and this time, it was all real. One rainy evening, with paparazzi trailing their every step, Su Kai made a decision that still has fans in awe. Tan Songyun, tired and overwhelmed, refused to leave the filming set despite the heavy rain. Her manager had begged her to rest, but she insisted on staying to finish one more scene for a commercial project. Everyone was nervous. It wasn't safe for someone in her condition. Su Kai, who had been watching from the shadows under a black umbrella, stepped into the rain without hesitation. Without saying a word, he walked onto the set, took her hand, and stared straight into her eyes. "This scene doesn't matter." "You do," he said calmly. "Come with me." At first, she resisted. But then, in a moment captured by a nearby onlooker, Su Kai dropped to his knees in the pouring rain, wrapped his arms around her bump, and whispered something only she heard. Moments later, she nodded. That one image, Su Kai kneeling in the rain for the woman he loves, was enough to melt a million hearts. Tan Songyun's pregnancy came with unpredictable cravings, from the ultra-specific to the absolutely bizarre. One night, at 2:47 a.m., she reportedly woke up crying for pineapple buns from that tiny Hong Kong shop with the yellow awning near the Mountain Temple, a place they once visited on vacation. While most would laugh or offer an alternative, Su Kai booked a private flight to Hong Kong at dawn, personally bought 30 buns from the bakery, and flew them back to her the same afternoon. When a staff member jokingly asked him why he didn't just order something similar in Beijing, Su Kai smiled and replied, "Because it's not about the bun. It's about the memory." And her smile when she tastes it. Who even says things like that anymore? Despite his packed schedule, Su Kai insisted on building the baby's room himself. While Tan Songyun was away for a week of prenatal retreat, he secretly teamed up with interior designers, but not to design the room. Instead, he asked them to guide him step by step as he painted the walls, assembled the furniture, and even hand-drew tiny murals of clouds and stars. When she returned, he blindfolded her and opened the nursery door. Soft lullabies played from a hidden speaker, the walls were painted in a dreamy lavender hue, and above the crib was a wooden plaque that read, "Made with love, built with my hands, for our little star." Tan Songyun reportedly burst into tears. And Su Kai, ever the soft-hearted protector, wiped them gently and held her for nearly an hour on the nursery floor. Knowing how overwhelmed she'd been, Su Kai orchestrated a midnight escape from the city. No cameras. No staff. Just the two of them. He drove her 4 hours to a remote observatory he had rented privately for the night. There, under the clearest sky of the season, the two of them lay on a blanket watching meteor showers, sipping warm ginger tea from a flask. But it didn't stop there. Using a special permit, he had arranged for a star to be named after their unborn child. As she looked through the telescope, he handed her a certificate with the name Little Kai-yun, a blend of their names, officially registered in the International Star Registry. She was speechless. "Even when we're long gone," Su-kai said softly, "our baby will have a light in the sky." One particularly aggressive reporter cornered Tan Songyun outside her obstetrician's office, bombarding her with questions about the paternity, their wedding plans, and her career. She froze, visibly distressed. But in a flash, Su-kai appeared from behind, stepped between her and the cameras, and calmly but firmly said, "This is a sacred moment in her life. Please show some humanity." Then, with a protective hand around her shoulder, he led her away, never raising his voice, never losing composure. It was the kind of manly grace fans had only seen in dramas, now displayed in real life. According to insiders close to the couple, Su-kai keeps a leather-bound journal titled, "To My Child." In it, he writes weekly letters, reflections, and even sketches drawings for their unborn baby. One entry reportedly read, "You're not even here yet, but you've already changed everything. I want to be the kind of man you'll be proud to call father. You were made from love. From the moment I saw your mother cry in that hospital bed, I knew my life had a new purpose." In one of the most unforgettable moments yet, Su-kai organized a traditional sky lantern ceremony on the evening of Tan Songyun's 7th month. Friends and family gathered. Each guest wrote a wish for the baby. But Su-kai's lantern held only 4 words, glowing in soft golden ink. "Please be like her." As the lanterns floated into the night sky, with Tan Songyun resting against his shoulder, their silhouettes reflected the light of their shared dream. From daring late-night drives to secret baby journals and stargazing escapades, Su-kai's journey with Tan Songyun has been more than romantic, it's been revolutionary. A story of how a man can rise in the face of responsibility, not just with duty, but with awe-inspiring tenderness. And as the world waits for their baby's arrival, one thing is clear. Su-kai didn't just step up. He rewrote the definition of what true love looks like in real life. Stay tuned to this channel for updates, exclusive breakdowns, and emotional reactions as the story unfolds. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because this miracle might just be real.